main event of the All-Star Weekend. We have got the Mopar Nationwide Series All-Star Race in the bag with the winner, Corey O'Malley, taking on the $500,000 grand prize. But we're going to double it up here for the big boys here in the Mountain Dew Race Series for the Season 4 All-Star Race. $1 million on the line. We got 3 segments for this race. We'll have 60 laps total. The first one will run half of those laps. We will run 30 laps in this segment, and a pit stop will be probably happening. Segment 2 will be 20 laps, and the last segment will be a 10-lap dash for the cash. And more than likely, the field will be inversed after the end of this segment. So segment 2 will be inversed in the opposite order how they finished segment 1. And I'll explain in the second segment what will happen for the final segment. It might be randomized, but we'll see what happens. And another rule, if your car drops out between the first couple of segments, if you're out of the race at any point, you will not participate in the following segments or whatever the case of where you're at when you drop out. So say if you drop out this segment, you're done for the rest of the night. That's how it goes, because they don't give you guys a second chance in the real life, so they won't in this. So try to stay clean, guys, and try to see if you can survive. But we have 29 drivers, and I say 29, 28 did qualify for this, but we have a special returning one race guest in this race, and it's actually going to go to that car, and it's the defending winner of this race, Season 2 Mountain Dew Race Series champion, Jake Rogers, is in the race for this one race only. The defending winner of the All-Star race is here tonight in the race in the Valvoline number 10 car. They're rebranded back to Evernham Motorsports team. Decided to bring back this 10 car just for this race for Jake Rogers, the former Mountain Dew Race Series champion from Season 2. And last year's All-Star winner will be in the race. Keep an eye on that 10 car. He might try to make his mark in this one race he had the chance to be in. So great to see Jake back in the series, and we'll see what he does in this one race. As Taylor Orndorff, one of his teammates in this race, is on the pole. Charles Jackson is starting the outside of him. But as the field gets ready to roll by for this first segment, we will be taking out the starting lineup for only this segment. The rest there won't be, so just wanted to show who all is in it. As the field rolls by behind the Chevy Camaro pace car, here is your starting lineup for the Season 4 Mountain Dew Race Series All-Star Race. Back. We have 29 hungry drivers looking to win the All-Star race. Jake Rogers is the only driver in this field that's won the All-Star race, considering he won last season, obviously, but more of the chance, 28 out of 29 drivers have a chance to become a first-time All-Star winner, so more than likely we will have a new winner unless Jake can spoil the party. The green flag is out. We're racing All-Star style. Here we go, guys, here at Charlotte. The Mountain Dew Race Series All-Star race is underway. Segment 1 has begun. And Taylor Orndorff trying to come back on Charles Jackson, who got the jump. The high side got the jump at the start of each race, but they cannot carry it through the corner. And the leader off the bat, Taylor Orndorff had the miracle of Jeremy Brett. Britt got in late in the season, right here before the All-Star break. He got that win at Kansas. He was a rookie, got in here. Look out, we got cars sliding up. Right down the back here. Slid down back in front of James Qualls. And remember, no cautions are on. There's Jake Rogers. He's working his way up in the 10 car. That dog looks pretty fast. And we're going back up a little bit. Leading, Matthew Rodriguez is taking second away from Taylor Orndorff, and they battle side by side for that position. Now, some drivers might play strategy and try to hang around the back like Sean Henley is back there. I know he's back there still. He's not working his way up. Could be a strategy call just to survive these segments and be here at the last segment for that 10-lap dash. Oh, Seth Cole just got in the wall. I don't know if him and Red Bell got together. Sean Henley just went through the grass. He's sliding up. Look out. Jack Richards got here. Williams. So did James Qualls. The about just wrecked. Nobody's off the pace. Everybody's still going. Oh, we got a car around. Oh, it's Charles Jackson and Jake Rogers. Oh, man. Oh, Charles Jackson flipping over on top of Jake Rogers. The front row are wrecked. Oh, that's a shame for those two drivers, but especially for Jake Rogers, his one race deal. He's stuck on the track. Uh-oh. 10 car is not moving. Uh-oh. This is not good. Where's the field? Jake's retired to pit road, and there's Red Bell. She's on pit road. Man, I don't know if those cars will be able to continue. Charles Jackson has a lot of damage. Jake Rogers couldn't get his car going. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. John Henley's coming down. Oh, he has damage on the front end of that 3 car. Oh, no. One of the favorites, possibly. We have smoke up ahead. We got another wreck. Oh, James Qualls, Eric Burton have wrecked. Oh, my God, Dylan Young. That was very close for the 9 car. Eric Burton smoking. Qualls has stopped. They might be done for the day. Oh, and Jack Richard just wrecked. Dylan Young just clobbered him. And then Red Bell just clobbered Dylan Young. Now she's going to hit her teammate. And there goes Alexander Dawson. He's going down pit road. Sean Henley and Qualls are on pit road. Man, I don't even know what all has happened. Oh, and Michael Causey just got turned. Oh, and Aaron Reed just clobbered him. Look out. Danny Wells get by. Got cars everywhere wrecked. There's Eric Burton smoking. Aaron Reed, last week's winner from Darlington. He's in trouble. A lot of cars have been taken out. Man, this field got shrunk down pretty quick. Sean Henley's going to come back on the track. Could save his chance of being in the All-Star race for the next couple of segments. Jake Rogers just put on his pit stall. He's back going. And looking to see. And Charles Jackson, I believe, he's coming back on the track. Wow. So far, nobody has dropped out. I believe some will be dropping out pretty soon. The leader is Matthew Rodriguez. For all this carnage, we'll have to go back and look at this. Right now, see what all happened to these couple of wrecks. As Matthew Rodriguez in the Shell Pennzoil 29, our RCR is leading. Alright, here's the first incident we saw. 3 wide back here at the bottom half of the top 10. Jake Rogers is on the inside. Oops, I just completely messed up. I'm going to fast forward it back. Alright, let's try this again. Jake Rogers on the inside and Zohar, Mutton, Charles Jackson up on the outside. They're very close going in the corner. I think Jake Rogers and Zohar are going to get together, collect Charles Jackson. They're going to go up, push Charles up into the wall. He rides the wall, basically Casey Kane style. And I hated to reference that, but Casey Kane has done that at Bristol. See, James McLeod barely snuck by. Charles keeps sliding. He almost lands on top of this thing. He actually does. Oh, he actually is on top of him. Wow. That was an interesting view right there for Jake. But Charles was flipped over and Jake was stuck on pit road, or he's stuck on the track. But that's what happened to those two. Let's go check out the next wreck that happened with some more cars. This happened after the initial wreck right there. Zohar Mun's really slow from the wreck. Jack Richards up high. Here comes Sean Henley. Dylan Young is on the apron. Red Bell was going to pit road and everybody started slowing down. And Sean Henley right there runs in the back of Dylan Young. Sends up in the wall. Man, a lot of damage from the 9 car. There goes Aaron Williams through the grass. That was a bad turn for those RCR cars. I don't think anything happened for a while. Let's go to the next wreck after that. Had a situation here with a lot of drivers riding the wall. Eric Burton, Trent Dunham, Aaron Reed, and there comes Danny Wells. They're going to come down. Eric Burton's going to come down into Trent Dunham. Danny Wells under him. They're going to hook the 40, make him go around. The 8 and 60 continue on. Eric Burton's going to get hit here. Oh, and James Qualls, nowhere to go for the 6 car. That was a tough break. He was just minding his own business. And James Qualls is going to be taken out of this early. Eric Burton's in there. Watch Dylan Young's car. Oh my God. That's what I said the original time. Man, that was crazy. And then somebody up here wrecks. Keeping on Jack Richards. He's behind Ralph Green. They're on the apron. He goes up and hits Zohar, and he loses it right in front of Aaron Williams. Randy Carpenter gets by. And then Dylan Young. Oh, nowhere to go for the 9 car. And then Red Bell clobbers him. Man, oh man. Matthew Rodriguez makes a pass in the grass right there. That's causing the wreck right there. Didn't forgot about that almost. Jacob Rodriguez had a piece that the Rodriguez brothers like ganged up on Michael Causey. Oh, and there's where Aaron Reed hit him. Oh man. Nowhere to go for Aaron Reed. Michael Causey, Aaron Reed's days are done. And it looks like that's all that happened. See Eric Burton. Live action is Matthew Rodriguez, your leader, but here comes Zach Carlson right before the break. There'll be a battle for the lead when we go back live. Like I said, right on that last replay, Zach Carlson's there, the battle for the lead. He's going to take it away from Matthew Rodriguez. 21's the new leader. And here comes Barney Ward, the Phoenix winner. Trying to make his way up into second place. Jeremy Brett, Taylor Orndorff, Alan Hartford, Ford, Jeff Ford, third grade north. And oh, Matthew Rodriguez is coming to pit road. We'll give up the second position right there to come to pit road. We got other cars on the pit road. Red Bell, James Qualls, there's Aaron Williams on pit road. Cozzy's on pit road. Jack Richards is as well. Aaron Reed, Dylan Young. Seth Coley's still hanging around. There's 80 Wells. There's Sean Hindley back on the track for more damage. Still in the race. He'll be in the next segment. And if he's in the back, he'll actually start up front with a brand new car because really can't reset this with damaged cars. So he'll get a second break, or a second chance you could say. They start to pull back a little bit. They're up there, Danny Wells. But this segment doesn't matter to them. They want to start up front, or they want to be here for the end, the last 10 laps. We got battle lead, but Barney Ward's going to slide up into Zach Carlson. They're already side by side right behind Connor Breeden, who's about to go a lap down. And to update field, Red Bell, Eric Burden, Dylan Young, Jack Richards are out of the race. Doug Rick's and the 4 drivers, they will not be participating for the remainder of the All-Star race. Probably more to drop out in the coming laps. And James Qualls will drop down to 6 car. Unfortunately, James Qualls will be out for the All-Star race as well. So 5 drivers have been knocked out of the race. Charles Jackson's racing around after he flipped over. The car didn't look that slow though. Mike Becker's still hanging around. There's Aaron Williams, his teammate Matthew Rodriguez, Zohar Mutton. He's the only driver of the Penske stable in this race. Steven Gonzalez and Ryan Acosta did not make the race. Zohar had a win last season. James McLeod, he's in from his solo win last year at Pocono back in the 83 car, but that's what got him in here in the Casey Smith throwback Penske. Right behind Jake Rogers, they're both still hanging around. There's Seth Cole, he's making his pit stop right here. See the multiple pit stops probably in this race. But as long as you make it to the next segment, you're good. As long as you win the race. And we got more cars dropped out of the race. Michael Cozzy and Aaron Reed have also dropped out. So unfortunately for those two, they're out of the race as well for the rest of the night. Zach Carlson's going to give up second position to come to pit road. And the leader, I'm trying to look for the leader, is still Barney Ward. Barney, we'll do a top 10 rundown. We're about to hit the halfway point in a couple laps. Barney Ward, your leader. Dylan Poteet. Let's see, Sasha Dawson. Let's see, Sasha Dawson second. Dylan Poteet third. Taylor Orndorff fourth. Jerry Brett fifth. Brett Johnson sixth. Danny Wells Watson, he's in seventh. Jacob Rodriguez. Davey Allen. I'm starting to say the drivers' names now, the actual one. Ralph Green is eighth. Randy Carpenter is ninth. 10th place. Not really sure. I think 10th place is James McLeod. Oh man, he just bounced off the wall and got hit by Zohar Mutton. Let's see, James is actually at 11th. We have cars pitting again, so I guess that was the top 10. I don't know. Carlson coming off pit road. We got the leaders are pitting. There's Barney Ward. Do a pit lane view. Taylor Orndorff, Trent Dunham on pit road, changing tires. Taylor, the pole sitter, elected to pick the first pit stall. And there goes Barney Ward. He's leaving right now. And Taylor Orndorff will be the second one off of Jeremy Britt with his teammate Danny Wells behind him. Trent Dunham, Dylan Poteet, Sasha Dawson down a slow pit stop. She's way back there in the one car now. She's going to be way behind, but it's still early in the All-Star race. Looking for Zach Carlson, who I believe will be the leader. Catch. They're slow coming up to speed. Barney Ward's actually way up here, so maybe Barney Ward's going to retain the lead. Actually, at this point, the leader says it's Sasha Dawson. She actually pitted a lap later, I believe. She's back here. Now she's leading. So Barney Ward still says, no, James McLeod's leading. Matthew Rodriguez is now second. Aaron Williams is a lap down. Third place is Mike Becker, and here comes Barney Ward. See if these leaders come to pit road this time by. Aaron Williams trying to get around. Keep an eye, make sure they're not going to try to pit or nothing. See, Aaron Williams, he's been put a lap down, but it's not that big of a deal right now. Segment and everything. We are halfway, by the way. The leaders. He's up to speed mostly, looks like. Jake Rogers very lucky to still be in the All-Star race. Looks like he can just hang on McClellan just cruise around, he'll be in segment 2. Oh, James McClellan and Matthew Rodriguez just got up in the wall. Oh, and Matthew Rodriguez is going to turn James McClellan. Oh my gosh, Sean Henley, look out. Wow, and nobody hit him. Sean Henley took evasive action, went in the grass. Oh, the battle for the lead, too. That was crazy. Watch out for Sean Henley. He might back up on the track. Oh, is that Carlson? Yikes. I don't know what that was about, but Matthew Rodriguez is about to lose the lead to Barney Ward, but he can really just turn James McLeod. But McLeod barely hit anything, and nobody else was involved. So now that Rodriguez has the lead, Barney Ward back to the point, and there's smoke right there. I don't think it was going another wreck. That must have been the smoke from the prior lap. Everybody's spaced out right now, so we might have a clean race at the end of this race. Cars are pitting again. James McLeod obviously has to pit now because tires are kind of worn from that little spin out right there with Matthew Rodriguez. Don't know what that was about. Kind of odd to see that. He's again his pit stall right here. He has a little bit of some damage, but that's probably from hitting the wall prior to the incident. But we don't have to go to the replay. We just saw it live. Saw what happened. Connor Breeden, he's on pit road. He's not been talked about much. He finished second in the showdown behind Aaron Williams. That's how him and Williams got in the race. Sean Henley and Danny Wells were the two fan winners. Looking for them. There's Sean Henley. He's on pit road again. Changing tires. Still in the race though. There's Danny Wells. He's still hanging around. He's in the top 5. Remember Danny Wells. He's running good. Right there with Trent Dunham and Dylan Poteet. They're running 4th, 5th, and 6th. I think that's what it is. Taylor Orndorff. He's hanging around right now. The poster needs to be strong tonight. Keep down that Mountain Dew Livewire Dodge right there. That's a fast car. Alexander Dawson's making a pit stop. James McLeod is leaving. There's Zach Carlson. He's in 3rd. Still Matthew Rodriguez. There's Ralph Green in 14th. Connor Breeden in 16th last time by. Carlos Jackson running 22nd. Mike Becker's back on the track. And Barney Ward just cruising around right now as the leader. In that 5 Farmer Insurance Chevy. All 3 Hendrick cars made the All-Star race. Barney Ward, like I said, is running 1st. Dylan Poteet is running in the 5th position. About to lose it though, looks like. He might be 4th now. He's in 4th, but he's about to lose it. Danny Wells. James McLeod at the line. He was 18th last time by. This time by, he is still 18th. So they're all still in the race though, which matters. And here comes Aaron Williams down pit road. Matthew Rodriguez just pitted. And Barney Ward's off the pace. I think Barney Ward just drove the wall. Man, he lost a lot of speed right there. It's going to allow the 2nd place car to catch up. Zach Carlson. There's Zach. Zach with 5 seconds to turn. Back up the speed though. Man, he must have hit the wall pretty bad. We must have missed it. He's going to try to run back down Mike Becker. Becker's, I believe, last he's going 2 laps down. He doesn't look. Wait, no, he's actually back 1 lap down. So he just driving around right now in that 43 car. And there's Matt coming back on the track. There's Seth Coley still hanging around. Randy Carpenter running in 8th place at the time. It might shuffle around. Running orders shuffled a lot. There's Jeremy Brenton, the Best Buy Ford. Zohar Munn, Jake Rogers, Sasha Dawson. Here comes Aaron Williams back off pit road in the 31. And he's not had much of a good first segment, but it doesn't matter right now how bad you run now. You make adjustments and work on it later on in the race. It all matters in that last 10 lap segment, in segment 3 of this race. We still have, out of the 29 that started, still in it. Go for the $1 million dash for cash. Right now, Barney Ward's leading the way in the 5 car. I will have 6 laps to go before the end of the first segment, and there'll be like a 10-minute break. It's just some bragging rights, I guess, to say if you can win some of these segments. Barney Ward wants to get off the bat, try to win this first segment, but he wants to try to make a statement for the other drivers so that he's ready to win this. He's serious about it. Zach Carlson a little bit off the pace right there. That or Alexander Dawson was that much quicker than him. He had just recently pitted. Dawson was the winner from the Talladega race. He was already in no matter what, but he picked up his first win this season. That Monster Energy Phoenix Racing Chevy. Carlson's still looking for his first one this season. Taylor Orndorff and Danny Wells are riding the wall big time. Zach Carlson's coming to pit road. We have 5 laps to go. Carlson's making his last pit stop, I believe, for the segment. I believe they won't have to make much pit stops after this for the rest of the race. It's just this segment. Carlson's going to make some tire changes. It might as well, I guess, right before the segment. Get some fresh tires to start off the second segment. I believe everybody will do that during the break. Rodriguez around the wall big time. Just gave up 15th place to James McLeod. We got a big battle for second right now. Taylor Orndorff, Danny Wells, and Dylan Poche. They're all in the row though. And here Trent Dunham, he's in the 5th position. They're all four been together basically this whole race. And Barney Ward's on pit row pitting. I don't know who's going to win this first segment. It probably will cycle around back to the 5 car as everybody's pitting. Sasha Dawson's down pit road. Here goes Randy Carpenter. Carlson's leaving. There's Carpenter. Barney Ward's out of his pit stall. There goes Dylan Poteet. Ralph Green, I believe, on pit road. Oh, that might have been Ralph Green. Danny Wells still back there. Oh, Danny Wells actually is not leaving pit road right now. He still had the right side jacked up on that 60 car. I think they're repairing some side damage, but I think they're just, it doesn't matter at this point. I think maybe it's a strategy maybe to fall back a little bit in the pack. See, he did get some damage repaired, but he might not care to go to the back because his field more than likely will be inversed after this segment. So, and there's Ralph Green, so maybe Danny Wells is a strategy thing to just make an adjustment maybe. Maybe take a spring rubber out or something, or add one, we'll see. We gotta figure out who's leading. The leader is Taylor Orndorff somehow. I don't think he's the actual leader though, but I believe he was on pit road. And Barney Ward coming back to pit road. What happened to the 5 car? There's a stop and go, maybe a speeding penalty, but maybe he won this segment, but I guess it doesn't matter. Now Taylor Orndorff finds himself leading this race. He was leading over Matthew Rodriguez, who's in second, who's going to go over and ride the wall. So if Taylor Orndorff can hang on, he can take on the first segment, be maybe a momentum builder for the rest of the night. Not much on the line right here to win this, but a win's a win. It could be later on in the race, but the unfortunate thing is he might be starting in the back from the field inverse. There's Danny Wells straight ahead. Danny's now 17th, but we believe that was part of the strategy for the 50 car. Back here ready for segment number 2. There's a lot of drivers that are running at the bottom part of this field that could be looking forward to this inverse so they can start front for the next segment as Taylor Orndorff takes the white flag for segment number 1 is about to be over. The Mountain Dew Livewire Dodge Charger of Taylor Orndorff. He started the race on the pole. Looks like he's going to finish the segment in first place where he started. But the sad thing is, it's not the biggest chance, it's not the best thing to win this, but we'll see what happens. He'll probably be starting in the back as the field will be inverse. Go off the final corner, and Taylor Orndorff, the 91, is going to take segment number 1, and the first segment is officially over. Looking back to see Matthew Rodriguez got second, Dylan Poche got third, Sasha Dawson fourth, Mike Becker ended up fifth. Connor Breen 6th, Alexander Dawson 7th, Randy Carpenter 8th, Trent Dunham 9th. In 10th place we'll go to, and Jacob Rodriguez just blew up. Oh no. That's going to be a questionable decision. Seth Coley ended up 10th, but 33 blew up. Interesting call right here, whether the officials are going to let this happen or not. He did finish the race in 12th place. The engine is let go in that car. Will they allow him to change engines? Jacob Rodriguez, if he is granted that, he will probably more than likely will be starting dead last for next segment, even though he finished 12th. So he won't be starting near the front. He did cross the line, and the officials are going to allow this team to change engines to stay in the All-Star race, but he did finish the race. He didn't officially retire from the race. So Jacob Rodriguez will be starting dead last for the next segment. But man, that's a big break for that team. Now here's your finishing results from the first segment. And Taylor Orndorff took home segment 1. You can see where everybody finished. 22 drivers will continue on for segment number 2. And of all odd things that happened, Jake Rogers and Charles Jackson are going to be 1-2 for segment number 2. Even though the cars are damaged, they'll be allowed to switch to a different car because they did finish the race, and we can't really just put them in a wrecked car because you can't do that on the game. But Jake Rogers will be their pole sitter for segment number 2, so stay tuned for that. And you see all the rest of the drivers. There's only one down. Unfortunately, Aaron Reed, Michael Causey, Jack Richards, Dylan Young, Eric Burden, James Qualls, and Red Bells Knight were cut short here in segment 1. They will be watching the rest of the race, or wherever they're going to go, but they will not be continuing on in the All-Star race. But the other 22 drivers will be continuing on coming up next for segment number 2, as the field will be inversed for that race. So stay tuned, guys, and should be a good race for segment 2. A 20 lapper instead of a 30 lapper, so stay tuned for that. Let's go racing for segment number 2 right after this break. And we're back, guys, for segment number 2 of the Mountain Dew Series All-Star Race. We still got one more segment after this, but the pit stops more than likely are done for the night, and the drivers that had damaged cars are in new cars, but they were continuing racing, so they didn't have to go to a new one. Jacob Rodriguez, his situation was with the engine failure from the previous segment. He had no choice but to do that because he would have not been able to continue on, so he has to start in the back. The others had damage repaired, so they were pretty good. We'll just go with that. But anyway, Jake Rogers and Charles Jackson, who was part of the first wreck in the first segment, are going to be starting 1-2 in this one. You see Sean Henley, he had no hood, but he does now. And a lot of other cars. And we saw a couple of notable people. Actually, 3 of the top runners actually do strategy back here and fell to the back on purpose to start up front in this one. Danny Wells, Barney Ward, and Zach Carlson. They'll be starting about 7th, 8th, and 9th, so they're not all in the back like the other race winner from segment 1, Taylor Orndorff, I did it again, said Jeff Gordon again, Dylan Poteet, Matthew Rodriguez, people like that, Sasha Dawson. They're starting in the back, but we'll get segment 2 underway. There's not going to be a starting grid for these other 2 segments like segment 1. So Jake Rogers and Charles Jackson lead them down. There goes the pace car, even though I don't know why, but the pace car decided to change paint schemes. Now it's the silver one, or gray one, not a red one. The field goes rolling by. Like everybody's going. And now we're down to 22 drivers for this one. We did lose a few. We went from 29 to 22. We'll see if we lose any more of this segment. The last segment to survive to get into the final 10-lap shootout for the $1 million. As the pace car is off, segment 2 is about to begin. 20 laps of just hard-nosed racing. Jake Rogers, Charles Jackson, going to lead him down to the green flag, and we're racing for segment number 2. Looks like the inside line got a big-time jump. Charles Jackson didn't get going. And it looks like Jake Rogers and Sean Henley are going to take advantage. Now Jeremy Britt pulls out from behind Charles Jackson to go down to get 3rd place. Here comes Ralph Green and the regular Hamlin Ford. Oh, Danny Wells just had a little bit of contact with Zach Carlson. Close call for them. They continue on. Corner here, and Jake Rogers looks like he's going to have the lead. Charles Jackson way up the hill. Looking back here at Mike Becker, who might have some problems. Oh, Trent Dunham got turned by Connor Breeden. Randy Carpenter's around. Oh, and Matthew Rodriguez got a piece of it. They're wrecking up ahead. Oh, Zohar Munn, he just wrecked. Everybody's going to continue on. Man, Connor Breeden and Trent Dunham, they started that wreck right there. I think everybody else continue on. Oh, Seth Cole has a rear end damage to the 52 car. Like everybody else is going. Sean Henley goes up high. We got a battle for the lead. Jake Rogers battling it out. Rogers smacked the wall. And Jeremy Britt's going to pull away in the 17 car. Jake Rogers, man, he just pancaked the wall on the right side of his 10 car. He's slow right now. Charles Jackson might just got moved out of the way by Barney Ward. He's going to lose a few spots. Here comes Aaron Williams by him and Barney Ward. Here comes Dawson. A couple of Dawsons. Alexander and Sasha Dawson. They're running their way back up here. Nobody dropped out of the race. I think he had some cars on. No, we don't have any cars on pit road. Matthew Rodriguez, Trent Dunham, Breeden. They continue on. And so we have a little bit of a break from the action a little bit. Let's check out what happened on the front straightaway. Let's start with Trent Dunham and Jeremy Britt. Or excuse me, I have to say Connor Breeden. Alright, we have an incident right here. Trent Dunham has Connor Breeden all over him on the bottom. He's going to get hooked. He's already on the bumper of that 8 car. I don't know what Connor Breeden was doing, but he did not let off at all. And he's going to turn Trent Dunham straight up. And there's where Seth Cole gets his damage. Aaron Williams gets lucky to get through that. Randy Carpenter got a piece of it. They're going to go for a spin. Oh, and up ahead. Oh, James McLeod and Charles Jackson got together. Zohar Munn got a piece of it. That's how he spun out. You look back here. Trent already had smacked the wall. Matthew Rodriguez got a piece of it. But yeah, Trent slid up. Hit the wall pretty hard on the right side. Connor Breeden, Randy Carpenter spinning. Matthew Rodriguez hits him right there. They go for a spin. Let's see the initial contact between James McLeod and Charles Jackson to start this one. Kind of trying to see all of it in one replay. Oh wait, Zohar goes down. He actually hits James McLeod up into Charles Jackson, so it was Zohar's fault that happened. He got the wrong end of the field because he started it. He's going to come hit the wall again. He's lucky he didn't get hit right here by Mike Becker. Oh my goodness, that was close. That looked like Eric Burton and Dylan Young from segment 1. That was crazy. But that's what happened. Those cars, everybody's continued on. And Jeremy Britton, the leader, goes back to live action. Back as Jeremy Britton leading, and now Ralph Green in the 28 is up to second. Sean Henley and Danny Wells just got together. They got together in the truck race here not long ago, and they just got together again. Keep an eye on these two. Danny Wells, as you know, is not in the Axe, that purple 60 car you've seen since season 1. 60 car got a new paint job. It's the Winn-Dixie Ford Fusion now. You can see a little bit of black and yellow, I guess you could say. Let's don't reference the song now. But Ford is now leading right now, and Ralph Green's trying to run him down. Barney Ward and Zach Carlson are pushing each other down the front straightaway. They were the two dominant cars from segment 1. They're already in the top 10. Right, one's around for 5th place. They didn't take any time for them to get up there. Sean Henley trying to get past Danny Wells, but Danny pulling him back on the high side. Zach Carlson coming 3 wide. Sean blocks him. Carlson has a fast car. Him and Barney Ward sticking together. And here comes the person that started first this segment. Jake Rodner, he's back up there. And Aaron Williams is hanging around. Ooh, he's sliding around. There's Dylan Poche going by his rival, I guess you could say, Alexander Dawson. And Charles Jackson is now in 10th place, and Dylan Poche wants it. There's the segment 1 winner, Taylor Orndorff. Man, Charles Jackson looks like he got moved again out of the way. The second time he's gotten moved out of the way in that corner. Both times by Hendrick car. Huh. Guess I don't like Michael Waltrip racing. Orndorff did it, and Dylan Poche did it. And there's Jacob Rodriguez, the guy that's pretty lucky to be in this segment considering his engine right before, or actually right after the checkered flag, and they allowed him to change engines, but he had to start last in this segment. He's hanging around right now. There's James McLeod, who was a part of that one wreck. He's still in there. Seth Cole has a little bit of damage. There's Zohar Munn, Randy Carpenter, Connor Breeden, Matthew Rodriguez, and there's Trent Dunham, who is running last right now, but it's not really a bad thing. As long as he continues on in this race, he'll be in the final segment. And Jeremy Brett is now going to continue. He's actually been leading for a while. Ralph Green couldn't do anything with him. Here comes Danny Wells, Jeremy Brett's teammates, one of his teammates. He's going to take second place from Ralph. And here comes Zach Carlson. We've got four Fords up in the top 4 right now. And then Sean Henley Chevy. And they had a big time breakaway back here. I don't know what happened back here, but a big gap between Sasha Dawson and Sean Henley. And Zach Carlson is slipping under Danny Wells for second. Oh, and Ralph Green! Oh my gosh, him and Sean Henley. Henley did that in the nationwide race, the Alta race. He went sliding in the grass in the 30 car, and he just did it again. He kept the streak going. Wow. Great save again this weekend for Sean Henley. I can't believe that happened twice. Man, look at this battle for second. We got 3 wide for second. Ralph Green went back out of it. That was a smart move by the 28 car. Zach Carlson and Danny Wells are driving hard right there. Here comes Sean Henley back. Made the favor for Ralph Green. Oh, Danny Wells just got on the wall. He didn't need that at all. That was a pretty bad hit right there for him. Looking around, see if anything else is going on. Everything looks like it's going well right now, but here, the best battle in the field is right here for 4th. Sean Henley wants it. Ralph Green has it. Actually, that's for 3rd now. Excuse me. Trying to run the highs on and run back down to 21 is Zach Carlson, but they're all still chasing Jeremy Brett and that Best Buy Ford Fusion out of Roush Fenway Racing. 17 looks pretty strong right now, but let's see if he can carry it over to the final segment and continue on. Zach Carlson is running second right now. Ralph Green is third. Sean Henley fourth. Danny Wells fifth. Sasha Dawson sixth. Barney Ward seventh. Taylor Orndorff eighth. Dylan Poteet ninth. And Alexander Dawson rounds out your top 10. Aaron Williams 11th. Mike Becker 12th. Jake Rogers 13th. Jacob Rodriguez 14th. James McCall 15th. Charles Jackson 16th. Seth Cole 17th. Randy Carpenter 18th. Connor Breen 19th. Zohar Munn 20th. Matthew Rodriguez 21st. And Trent Dunham is 20th. But Jeremy Britt is the leader still. And there's your rundown of the field. Looks like Sean Henley is now third place. He got around Ralph Green. Danny Wells got back up here. He's in fifth still. We got a battle back between Dylan Poteet and Alexander Dawson. That's for the ninth. And Alexander Dawson had just taken it away from Dylan. Back. Aaron Williams watching on in the 31. He's going to try to crack his way into the top 10. Dylan's going to beat Dawson to the line. They've been racing beside each other a lot tonight. Nothing's happened between the two, and Aaron Williams is up there as well. He didn't have a good start to the race. He's trying to slowly work his way up to contention for the win. He's probably being prepared for the final segment. 31 car looks finished out tonight. The showdown winner from earlier, trying to make his mark here in the Mountain Dew Race Series, trying to get his first, I guess, win-wise, trying to get an all-star win. He hasn't won a points race yet, but trying to get his first big win here in the Mountain Dew Race Series at 31. Mike Becker trying to draft off of Alexander Dawson, trying to get around, slingshot around Williams, but Williams is not going to allow that. Mike Becker making left on the high side in that 43 car. Mike Becker's been strong this season. That STP Dodge out of the rebranded Evernham Motorsports, no longer Richard Petty Motorsports, back to Evernham. One of the other cars from Evernham, Taylor Orndorff in the 91, he's running good. We'll go back up to the front. Zach Carlson has caught Jeremy Britt as we're under 5 laps to go now. Carlson is on the back bumper of that 17 car. And they're catching Trent Dunham, who's off the pace on the track. Trent's not way off the pace, but he can be a factor about who's going to be leading this race at the end of this race. Jeremy Britt's going to get Zach Carlson all over him. He's going to move him out of the way. Zach Carlson under Jeremy Britt for the lead as Britt, he scrapes the wall. Sean Henley's watching on in third place in car number 3. And Carlson has cleared Jeremy Britt. And Zach Carlson is your new leader. Now they'll have to work their way around Trent Dunham. Carlson, see where Dunham goes. They might have to go to the bottom. Carlson's going low. Henley is going low. He blocked the didn't know where he's going. Trent Dunham's going to ride the wall. He's going to run his good buddy Ralph Green here. He's going to play nice. But once he does with Ralph Green, he's going to let Ralph Green go. And there goes Danny Wells by. We got a battle for second. Sean Henley had it. Jeremy Britt wants it back. I don't think that 17 car is done with that 21 yet. I don't think he's done trying to win this segment. I think that 17 wants to come back and win. Zach Carlson is leading though. Sasha Dawson's caught this pack. She's in 6th. She just got around her teammate Trent Dunham, who was on the pace. Barney Ward trying to catch up. Barney Ward, I don't think we've heard the last of this 5 car. He's been fast. I think he's just hanging around until the last segment. We'll see what happens. Looks like Sean Henley just got moved out of the way by Ralph Green. Here comes Danny Wells, 3 wide for 3rd. Ralph Green has won that battle for that position. Zach Carlson is going to be coming by this time to take the white flag. Jeremy Britt's going to try to run him back down. Oh, Sean Henley got the wall back there. Danny Wells has Sasha Dawson all over him for 4th. And the white flag has been displayed for Zach Carlson. But here comes Jeremy Britt in that 17 car. Pretty fast right now. He's got the bottom lane working right now. Carlson trying to work the high side. And we got a 2-car breakaway at the front. Ralph Green trying to run him back down. So Jeremy Britt trying to move Carlson out of the way like he did to him earlier. And he's on the bumper. Look at that move. Oh, and Jeremy Britt's going to get into Zach Carlson. The pass in the grass has happened. And Zach Carlson has won segment number 2 in style. Jeremy Britt tried to get under him. He wasn't going to get off the bumper of him, whether he spun or not. But Zach Carlson, great driving by him. Takes home second twice. Segment number 2 here. And we'll be getting ready to be prepared for the final segment. Jeremy Britt finished 2nd. Ralph Green 3rd. Danny Wells 4th. Sasha Dawson 5th. Sean Henley 6th. Barney Ward 7th. Taylor Orndorff 8th. Alexander Dawson 9th. And Mike Becker finishes 10th. But Zach Carlson takes home segment number 2. And all 22 drivers finished the race. And we'll continue on to the final segment, which is really good that nobody else dropped out. We had a couple wrecks, but everybody continued on. Trent Don was the only car to go a lap down. So, and we have just gotten word that the stipulation for the final segment is that the top 10 cars, like the finishers from this race, the top 10 will inverse. So that means Mike Becker will be starting first for the final segment. 11th on down stayed the same, but we'll see what happens. So keep that in mind. The top 10 has inversed. It'll be a 10-lap shootout. We'll see what happens for segment number 3. Another short break for the drivers as they prepare for the last dash for the $1 million. The 10-lap shootout to finish the All-Star race for segment 3 is coming up next. Congrats again to Zach Carlson, and we'll be getting ready for that segment right now. And we're back for the final segment, guys, for the Mountain Dew Race Series All-Star Race. We're here for segment number 3, and these drivers are ready to go. We still have 22 drivers from the last segment. Nobody dropped out, and only the top 10 inverse this time. So the person that won it, Zach Carlson, is now starting 10th, and now Mike Becker, who started 10th, is starting first. 11th on back stayed the same, but we'll see how this affects the field. Mike Becker, Alexander Dawson on the front row. And starting right in third place was segment 1 winner, Taylor Orndorff. He's back up here. It's only a 10-lap dash, though. So we'll see what happens. The field rolls by. Oh, no, and Taylor Orndorff, something happened to the 91. I have no idea what just happened to his car. The inside row is not even up there, besides Mike Becker. Wow, I don't know what happened, but there's nobody in the inside row. They're catching up now, but Mike Becker's going to lead him down, and no Taylor Orndorff at the start of this segment. And his chance to win the All-Star race are gone. Green flag is out. We're racing again. The field is caught back up, mainly. We're one car short now because Taylor Orndorff did not get going. All of a sudden, the car started going and then stopped. But we'll have to continue on without Taylor Orndorff's 91 car as Mike Becker's leading. He has a mirror for Sean Hindley, who just stormed through the field. He restarted second car on the inside. He technically started third in this segment when he's supposed to start fifth. Now he's pulling away the well, he went up high right here. Oh, he's going to bounce off the wall. Look out. Everybody's scrambling. Here goes a couple of drivers that have been in the back right there. Dylan Pote and Aaron Williams on his way up. But Jeremy Britt, who was strong at the end of the last segment, he's right in front, behind him. Back here, Ralph Green stuck behind the 51. Zach Carlson cannot get behind or get out of behind the wall. Zach Carlson is way far back now. He might be in trouble to try to catch up. Jacob Rodriguez is riding the wall back here. And as we continue on, Danny Wells has gone in the wall back there. Jeremy Britt's on the apron. Mike Becker's pulling away. Oh my goodness, he got right in front of Aaron Williams. Mike Becker is pulling away. And Dylan Pote's now in second place. That 24 car just came out of nowhere. He finds himself second. Now Aaron Williams is back on a gaggle of cars. Barney Ward's right behind him. Oh, and Sean Hindley. Connor Breen goes around, helping Matthew Rodriguez, and we got a big pile up in the back of the field. A lot of cars involved. Danny Wells, Connor Breen's in it. Zach Carlson got a piece of it. Seth Cole's in it. Jake Rogers is wrecked again. Alexander Dawson might have got a piece of Matthew Rodriguez. Now the field is definitely separated. They're trying to still run down Mike Becker at 43. Back on the track. Pack is catching Mike Becker though, but will they have enough time to run him down? They're running single file and drafting off each other. Becker was 2/10 slower, and actually Aaron Williams was 4/10 faster. Then Becker, that 31 car is on the move. He goes under Dylan Pote for second. He's not waiting. And that was a bad wreck. We'll have to show at the end of the race. Seth Cole's on pit road. He got the worst end of that deal probably. He'll probably be the only car that drops out right here. Seth unfortunately, yes, that Colt has dropped out of the race. Dylan Pote's almost in the wall. They started racing up here, but they're still trying to run down. Oh, Charles Jackson got turned by Barney Ward. And he didn't hit anything. He saved that shit. Charles Jackson with a great save by the 15 car. He keeps going, but his chance to win the All-Star race is over. There's Sasha Dawson coming up behind him. And that sucks for him. And they're still running down Mike Becker. 10th faster that last time by. Mike Becker had 3.5 laps. He's trying to finish the deal. A single file trying to get up there to him. If they can draft off the 43, he's in trouble. Like that's what Aaron Williams and Dylan Pote and the others are doing. At 34, shot out of a cannon. He restarted 13th, I believe. He's up in 2nd place in this short shootout. Maybe it wasn't a fluke that he won the showdown. Maybe he has a car that can win this. Aaron Williams is on the move, trying to get his first major victory here in the Mountain Race Series, even though it's not a points race. And there is Barney Ward, who was great early in this All-Star race. He's up here in 4th place. He's back up here again. He's pushing his teammate Dylan Pote right up to the back bumper of Aaron Williams. You gotta be careful here. Barney Ward into his teammate a little bit. Man, they are pushing hard. They have caught Mike Becker. His lead is gone. Another 10th faster by Aaron Williams. Here comes Dylan Pote inside of Aaron Williams for 2nd. Mike Becker's liking this because they're racing side by side right behind him. Barney Ward is shoving Dylan Pote down the straightaway. Mike Becker is right there. Barney Ward's all over Dylan Pote. Aaron Williams so tired. There's Randy Carpenter. Where did he come from? He's in 5th. Oh, and Dylan Pote's going to get turned by his teammate Barney Ward. Oh, he's going to slide in front of Zohar. Oh, he barely got a piece. Oh, and Ralph Green's in it. Sean Henley's going to get a piece of it. Big wreck. Oh, and Ralph Green flips over. Trent Dunham actually clobbered him. What a shocker. Jeremy Britt's in it. We got a big wreck. Oh, Alexander Dawson just clobbered Jeremy Britt. Oh, my goodness. They're wrecking bad, but they're coming around back to the line. Mike Becker's all alone, and Mike Becker is going to get the win handed to him. Mike Becker is going to come around and take the Mountain Race Series All-Star race. Oh my goodness. Barney Ward spun 2 people out at the end of this race. Spun Charles Jackson out and his own teammate Dylan Pote. Man, Mike Becker went handed straight to him. I don't know what Barney Ward was thinking. They could have caught him. He turned his teammate over to the white flag. But Mike Becker is your Season 4 Mountain Race Series All-Star winner. I guess that good run at the beginning right there got him out there way ahead after everybody got bunched up and couldn't catch him. Kept on, and then he took advantage of the teammates getting into each other. And Mike Becker led every lap, and he wins the All-Star race. He can thank the inverse of the top 10 to get him the victory. Man, we had some bad wrecks. We'll have to go back and show them all as Mike Becker's won. Let's go check them out real quick before we talk about the results. Now this is way early on in the race. Connor Breen's up behind Sean Henley. I'm going to go over here. Breen gets into Henley, sends him down into Matthew Rodriguez, and they're going to go for a ride here. That's a scary ride. Go down the front straightaway. Sasha Dawson might get through barely. Oh, no, she got a piece of it. Jake Rogers got a piece of it. And they start wrecking Alexander Dawson, Seth Cole, Danny Wells got a piece of it, Zach Carlson. Jacob Rodriguez avoids somehow. Connor Breen is spinning back there still. He wrecked. They continued on. Many wrecks we had right after this. Now this is the first mistake Barney Ward made. He's racing with Charles Jackson, who's trying to take second away from Aaron Williams in good contention to try to win the All-Star race. Barney Ward spins Charles Jackson out. He did a great job of not hitting anything. He avoided the wall and kept going. I mean, he was already out of contention now. He gets back on the track. Nearly gets run over by Sasha Dawson right here. She slows down, but she avoids him. He goes by him. And then we'll show you the last lap incident. It took out a lot of drivers and handed the win over to Mike Becker. It looked like the teammates of Dylan Pote and Barney Ward had a plan to catch Mike Becker. But I don't know if it was or not, because everything went wrong when that 5 car got into the quarter panel of the 24 right there, as you can see. Sends Dylan Pote spinning. Zohar Munn gets a little piece of it, and then Ralph Green going to hit him. Ralph Green going to get clobbered here. Actually, look back there. Sean Henley got a piece of it up there. We're going to keep an eye from this view. So after Green hit him, you see Dylan Pote gets hit right in the driver's side by Sean Henley. Jeremy Britt, Trent Dunham are trying to avoid. Jeremy Britt has nowhere to go. He's going to send Ralph Green over, and Trent Dunham's going to get a piece of his rival right here. Just barely. Sends Trent up in the wall. James McLeod just barely gets a piece of it. Jacob Rodriguez. Jeremy Britt gets spun out again. And it looks like the 17th going to get clobbered here. Oh. By Alexander Dawson and Sasha Dawson. Both the Dawsons just completely wiped out Jeremy Britt. I don't think anybody else wrecked. I didn't keep watching. There goes Jake Rogers by. Oh, and James McLeod, there's a wreck up here I didn't see. McLeod had wrecked up here with Jacob Rodriguez, it looks like. Didn't see this wreck. I had to already go back to the finish. Looks like James McLeod and Jacob Rodriguez, they were avoiding that wreck. Jacob Rodriguez is going to hook James McLeod, trying to get back on the track. Oh, what a bad angle for the 25 to hit, and the 33 is wrecked again. James McLeod, bad hit right there. Zach Carlson going to get through this? No, he's not. He hit Jeremy Britt, so Zach Carlson got another piece of it. Connor Breen avoided. Taylor Orndorff took Taylor Orndorff, who didn't get to race this. Had a problem with the start, finished 2 laps down. But the race was handed over to Mike Becker, who went on and won easily. Led every lap, and he's your all-star winner. And let's go back to the results and the coach race of the Mountain Race Series All-Star Race. Alright, we are back, and there's your final results of the race. Only 11 cars, 11 car finish on the lead lap. Mike Becker is your winner. Barney Ward ended up second, but going to have a lot of explaining to do to Charles Jackson and Dylan Poteet after this race. I don't know what got into Barney right there, but he turned a couple of good friends, and they're not going to be appreciative of that. Randy Carpenter come out there at third. Aaron Williams into fourth. Zohar Mutton fifth. Trent Dunham sixth. Charles Jackson seventh. Matthew Rodriguez eighth. Jake Rogers, in his one race deal, he ended up ninth. He wanted to win this for sure, but just couldn't stay out of trouble all night. Still a respectable finish for a one race deal for the Season 2 Mountain Dew Race Series champion and Season 3 All-Star Race winner. Jake Rogers, it's good to see him in this race, but hopefully he'll be back in the series soon. Ends up ninth, and Connor Breen rounds out your top 10. See the rest of the results. Drivers that are involved in that wreck right there. We saw Danny Wells in a wreck. Ralph Green, Dylan Poteet, Jeremy Britt, Sean Henley, James McLeod, Jacob Rodriguez, Alexander and Sasha Dawson, Zach Carlson were in wrecks. Seth Cole was in one. He ended early, and Tyler Orndorff was 2 laps down from issues at the start of the segment. Didn't even get a chance to go for the win. Ended up second to last in this segment. But Mike Becker is your winner of the Season 4 Mountain Dew Race Series All-Star Race. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole All-Star event and the whole All-Star weekend with the interaction of the fan vote, the showdowns, both of them, and the All-Star races for both series. I hope you enjoyed this whole weekend. We'll get back to racing for all 4 series after this. Congrats to Mike Becker once again for winning the All-Star race. And I will see you guys for the next race, for race 12 in the season. And stay tuned for my other series. Make sure to comment. And if you like this, you can thumbs it up or whatever, or like the video. But thanks for watching and taking your time to watch this. And I will see you guys next time for more racing.